How to live your 20s. You may be asking yourself, why would anyone ask how to live their 20s? But you'll be surprised at the number of people that thought they knew, only to regret it many years later that they wish they had done it differently. I'm in my late 20s, and thinking about what I could have done differently if I was still in my early 20s was constantly a question that never left my mind. I am happy to say that I was able to do most of these things, but no one's perfect, and with that, I'll share with you a list of things that you must do in order to fully live your 20s, a period that only happens once and never again. So, when I was way younger, around 17 or 18, I had a goal. That goal is to travel overseas alone. Going overseas with friends or family is fun, but there's just something about being alone that mesmerizes me. It feels so fun and intriguing to plan a trip for no one else but myself. To go to the airport alone and board it alone. If I were to make a mistake and get lost in a foreign country, no one will be beside me dissing me about my mistake. I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to put up with another person's wants and needs. Everything is all up to me. That sense of freedom and the power to make any choice I want was something that I want to experience in my younger years, especially with all that curiosity and drive that I had to explore the world and experience as many things as I want. And the most important enabler that allows me to do that is a healthy physical body by simply being young. It's now or never. I told my mom about it back then and was instantly rejected as she thought I was too young. Sure, I understood where she's coming from, but I argued my case, and she gave me the green light to go once I finished serving the army. On my first solo trip, I traveled alone around Japan, exploring 9 prefectures in slightly less than 2 weeks. I stayed at each accommodation for about a day or two, left each accommodation at around 6 AM to travel to my next destination, took multiple bullet trains and countryside buses, walked way more than 20,000 steps every day, reached my accommodation late at night. All these would have been a nightmare for those around me if I were to travel with my friends or family. But I love the hustle. I love to see and experience as many things as possible. In one of my accommodation, it was at this really creepy neighborhood where there was barely anyone in sight. The heater was spoiled and I had to wear my full winter outfit to bed. It was a loft, so where I was sleeping, I would be facing the second floor of the loft. It was like those creepy attics where our fellow invisible friends love to reside in. At certain moments in the night, I thought I could hear movements above, but well, I was too tired to be overly paranoid. But you see, it was these kind of experiences that made it into my trip highlights that I still constantly share even now. And that wouldn't have been possible if I never gave myself the chance to go on a solo trip. Yes, you can go on a solo trip even when you're older, but it's going to be way more difficult if you're planning to start a family. And furthermore, you'll only be young once. That's a period where you're going to make a ton of stupid mistakes. But these stupid mistakes will be amazing stories that you can share with your friends, family, or your future kids many years down the road. This is also where you'll learn the most about yourself. When else will you be completely alone for a week or more straight? Do it before it's too late. The next thing is to achieve an aesthetic body. Yes, I say that correctly. I don't simply mean being healthy, but to actually try and achieve that visible six-pack abs and chiseled arms. You may be fine with just being healthy or fit, but for once in your life, don't you want to at least experience what it feels like to have that aesthetic body that is the envy of those around you? I have yet to meet anyone that will look back and say, damn, I regret having a six-pack abs. But on the other hand, I have met plenty of people that will say they have regretted not working out more when they were younger to achieve the body of their dreams. You can only be young once, and you'll only get older with every day that passes. If there is one season in your whole life that will be the easiest to achieve your dream body, it will be in your 20s. Work hard for it and experience it for yourself what having an aesthetic body would bring you. It gives you this indescribable confidence that will do wonders in a period of a life where all you do is study, meet new people, and party hard. Here's another thing that you must do in your 20s. Meet lots of people. It can either be making new friends or dating new people. Before you introverts start cringing at the thought of meeting new people, hear me out. First of all, I'm an introvert. I know how you feel. It feels tiring to make new friends when we could just spend the time doing the things that we enjoy alone. But you have to realize this. During your 20s or younger, you are surrounded by people your age. Your obligations are low. Responsibilities are low. All you need to do is study. That's it. you are in the prime period to search for your tribe. People that shares the same interests as you that could potentially stick with you decades later. And we all know how important it is to surround ourselves with like-minded people if you want to achieve certain goals. Similarly, in the dating scene, this is going to be the one and only chance for you to be surrounded by people of your age. Don't give excuses that you just want to focus on studying and only start finding when you're working. I've been there. I know the reality. Once you enter the workforce, you'll be surrounded by people twice your age, and meeting people in your age group will be really hard. Yes, study is important, and at some point, our parents would keep telling us to focus on just that. But if you have the determination to plan your time properly and focus on the right things, you could very much still date while studying. With that out of the way, my suggestion is to not be afraid to talk to more people. Doesn't matter if they are in different classes. If you have a friend that's talking to that girl from another class, use that opportunity, slip yourself in, make yourself known, and as time passes, you and that girl will no longer just be passerbys. If your school is organizing an orientation camp, don't be lazy and just sign yourself up. Many of my fond memories were created during such camps, and it was also during these camps that I made friends with many people outside of my faculty that I will never have the chance to talk to. The next thing that you must do in your 20s is to take risk. If you have always wanted to start a business, start now. Learn how to make investments. Take a gap year to travel the world. All these things sounds risky, and I'm sure you would tell yourself that you'll do them next time when you are much older, when you have more money. But here's the thing, when you are young, it's all about making mistakes. You have the least amount of responsibilities that won't bite you in the back too hard if you fail. If you wait till you are in your 30s or beyond when you are starting your own family, you cannot afford to take such risks anymore. Have an interest in making keyboards? Want to start a side hustle on it? Just do it. You can do it while studying. And if it doesn't pan out well, it doesn't matter. At least you have learned something from it that could very much carry forward into your future. As for investments, it's always about how much time you have for money to compound. The earlier you start, the better. But it isn't as easy as it sounds. You realize that there's a lot of emotions that you never thought you have could come into play that will influence your investment decisions. It sounds easy to just dollar cost average every month and not sell a thing. But when the market takes a nosedive and you see your capital going down, you have this strong emotional urge to sell them all before it dives deeper. Next thing you know, after you sold them all, the market recovers and you end up realizing a substantial loss. These are mistakes that you can make while you are still young and learning, but will become costly mistakes if you do it late into adulthood. As for studying, we all know that friend that absolutely hates studying or studies hard while constantly questioning why they are even doing this. At a certain point, you may start questioning yourself a lot on this. And here's the thing, it's entirely okay to be worried. We are all worried about our own futures, and we have absolutely zero idea how it will actually turn out. No one knows how anything will turn out in the future. We can only guess. But if you think it's absolutely necessary to take a gap year in your studies, explore the world, or simply work on the things that you have always wanted, do it. Give yourself that 1 year break and see how it goes. Even if whatever you have set yourself up to achieve in that 1 year didn't turn out the way you hoped, at least you have given yourself the chance to see things through and to always wonder what would have happened if you have tried. Don't feel disheartened or worried that your peers are still on track by continuing their studies or work without a gap year. Everyone's on different journeys. Just take that gap year if you really want to, because this is literally the best time to do it. If you're still in your 20s or you're younger, you may feel like time is on your side and you'll always be able to do what you're doing right now. Be around the same people, going through the same routine, but one day on a random Tuesday afternoon after finishing your exams, you'll realize that that was literally the last day of school before you officially graduate. And that day could very well be the last day that you'll ever see your friends that you thought will forever be with you. That was what happened to me when I was in my early 20s, and right now I'm in my late 20s creating this video. I'm glad that I was able to do all the things that I've mentioned in this video, but it isn't perfect, and there are definitely things that I wished I could have done better, such as meeting more people in school but could no longer do so. Well, I could still meet new people now, but it's definitely different compared to making new friends in school. But here's the thing, it's easy to say things in hindsight with the knowledge that I have right now, but with the knowledge and experience that I had back then, that was the best decision I could have made and shouldn't regret. But you are different. You have came across this video, and this video is literally one that I wish I had back then. So really push me to maximize my 20s. Even if you don't follow what I've laid out in this video, which is totally fine, I hope that this video can at least serve as a wake-up call for you to relook at your life, right now. Understand the prime time that you are currently in and take action to live the life that is the envy of many others.